Howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome to Monday. Welcome to Cliff Notes Live. I'm so happy to see y'all out there. Before going further, a big old SKD 143. Love my wife, love my kids, love reality TV, and especially love you guys out here that join me every single Monday night, watching live or the ones watching on replay. I never want those of you watching on replay to ever think that I'm sliding y'all in any way. I appreciate you. Double thumbs up to all of y'all involved. Hope you're doing great. Happy May Day. May Day's kind of special in some parts of the world. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I got all kinds of stories this evening, plus whatever y'all want to talk about. Man, hit me with the questions. We will talk over the next hour about all kinds of stuff. What was I going to talk? I was going to mention before I forget about it. Last week was my birthday. Yes, indeed. I put off celebrating one day so I could be with you guys. I mean, I got to keep my priorities in order, right? Yeah, I didn't celebrate until Tuesday, but that was a lot of fun. Went and ate with the family. Went and ate ramen food. I love so much different kinds of exotic foods. Probably why I enjoyed traveling around the world so much in my earlier days and all that. But just discovered ramen a few years ago. Went and had ramen. Perfect. So good. So yeah, I celebrated my birthday. That was nice having the food, but having the family with me was the most important part of it. Yep. Finished up my birthday. Now it's on to May. And what comes after May? June and Big Brother, maybe? Maybe. We'll find out. All right. Before going further, talking about a few things, let me just give a quick check, see who's out there. A few shout outs here and all that. Mandelo. Howdy, Amanda. How are you doing? Marilyn Sutherland as well. Jake, the horror movie geek. Ma is angry. All these familiar names every single week. Thank y'all so much, guys. Keith Franken. Hey, Keith, how are you doing? Angie Hung. Angie told me she's going to be able to make it this evening, and I'm so glad. Hi, Angie. Always so fun to see you out here as well. Mark Taylor as well. Wyatt Garrett. And is that it? I think that's what we've got right now. Plus all of those who may not be commenting and watching on replay and all that. It's so cool. So thank you guys. Welcome aboard to all of y'all. All right. Let's see. Before we talk anymore, a couple of quick little comments here. Mark Sam, what's with the background? Well, we might as well just go ahead and start with that because my little teaser on Instagram and on YouTube and all teased it as well. I binged watched the show over the weekend. Quick. Once we started watching, we really binged it. For those of you who aren't familiar with it, you may start hearing a little bit of buzz on Jury Duty. Have y'all heard of the series? It is funny. In my family, I saw it mentioned. Thought, well, that looks kind of cute. That may be fun to watch. But then I had one family member who sent a text or a little WhatsApp thing and said, hey, I got to watch Jury Duty. Before I know it, every single different family in my WhatsApp, all the extended family, everyone is watching Jury Duty and talking about it with each other. It is hilarious. Here's the basic premise, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but the basic premise is that it's a documentary on serving in a jury, how to serve in jury, or what happens when you're serving on jury duty. It's a documentary. However, in reality, everyone on the show are actors except for one guy. One person is on this show, doesn't know that it's just a documentary or mockumentary, call it what you will. He thinks it's all real, a real trial, a real jury, real judge, real case, everything. No, it's not. It's all them just scamming him, trying to see how he responds to incredibly weird, different situations. And it goes through, I think it's about eight episodes. They're only about 30 minutes long each. So it's quick. It's only about 4 hours or so worth of show. It's on Freevee. And I know when I first started, what is Freevee? Freevee is an app that's out there. I don't know if it's attached to some other streaming service. I think it may be attached to Amazon, but I'm not really sure. But it's free because it has commercials. You have to watch commercials. It's been a long time since I've had to do that. But you have to watch commercials. But it means it's free to anyone who wants to download the app. I have a feeling you can probably watch it on your computer. We watch it on the TV. It is great. The closest thing I can come to it is two different shows. From the documentary part, it's a lot like The Office. Remember The Office? It's scripted, but they filmed it as though it's real, as though it's a real documentary. I think they call them mockumentary, right? It's a little bit like The Office in the way this thing is filmed. But the idea that one person isn't in on the gag reminds me of an old show, gosh, back in 2005 or so, called The Joe Schmo Show. And if you have not watched a Joe Schmo, it's incredibly difficult. I think maybe you can find it on YouTube. It's incredibly difficult to find the episodes. They yanked him off for some reason. But the Joe Schmo Show was like Big Brother, except everyone in the house was an actor. I think Christian Wiig maybe was on that, if I recall. It's been a while since I've seen it. Everyone in the house was an actor, except for one guy, Joe Schmo, and he actually thought it was all real. And so they had all kinds of incredible challenges and competition, just goofy, weird stuff, and fake fights and all that. Of course, he didn't know any of them were fake. So it reminds me a lot of The Office combined with the Joe Schmo Show to create this show, Jury Duty. It was fantastic. I loved it. It was so much fun. It was fun cheering on the guy. Some of the characters on this, the supporting actors, just the most amazing stereotypes and different types of folks, and it's just great. So, can you tell? Can you tell that I really enjoyed this? I've been through a drought of shows that when I got done, I was like, okay, maybe not quite what I expected. Listen, 2 thumbs up, 4 fingers up, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it's good. Check it out if you get a chance. Part of it may have been funny because I've shown up for jury duty. God, I don't know how over the years how many times I've shown up for jury duty, and I've seen all the people, I've seen all the behaviors that they show in this thing as well, which made it that much more fun. Now, I said that I've shown up for a lot of jury duty. I never get picked ever, and there's 2 reasons for that. I've had people tell me that. One is because, unfortunately, in the United States, it seems like about half of our cases have to do with drunk driving, which suggests that there's a heck of a big problem with drunk drivers in this country. Don't drink and drive. Don't text and drive either. But because I lost a brother to a drunk driver, there have been probably 4 or 5 times I show up for jury duty. Turns out it was a case involving drunk driving. As soon as the attorneys found out that I'd lost a family member drunk driver, they get that guy out here. We don't want him on the jury. So that happened a lot. The other thing is I got dismissed a lot because I'm an engineer. And I had an attorney once tell me that they don't like to have engineers necessarily on the jury. I guess it depends on what they're trying to do, but lots of times they don't, because we tend to be too methodical, too logical. We don't respond as much to emotion. And so attorneys maybe feel like it's a little bit harder to, I don't know if manipulate's the right word, a little bit harder to guide us down the path they want to guide us down. I'm not saying that. An attorney told me that. So because of that, I've only had 2 jury duties that were really big deals. One really big deal, one very small, but for me, it's a big deal. I got called in for one jury duty, and was like randomly the number 4 person called down, which meant unless someone specifically didn't want me on the jury, I was going to be on this jury. And right before we were led into the courtroom, we were told, you need to be prepared. This is a very long, very difficult case. It could involve the death penalty, which means a murder case. It's something that you need to be prepared for. If you make it onto this jury, you're not going to be in and out in a day. This is going to be multiple weeks. So just be thinking about that. And by the way, you can't get out. It's your duty to do it. So I'm sitting there thinking, oh, wow, what kind of case am I getting ready to go into? You kind of get a little excited, but also you're thinking how much it's going to disrupt your life and all that. But we got called in. They started going through all our names and everything, starting to look at questions and all that. Next thing you know, they said, nah, we've changed our minds. Someone changed scheduling. Someone, I guess, confessed to something. I'm not sure what happened, but we got pulled in, spent all day getting set up. And then they said, yeah, case isn't going to happen. Y'all can go on home, which may have been in the best situation. You watch some of these, I don't know, I could have been Johnny Depp's trial or something. Yeah, that wasn't a death penalty, but it could have been an interesting trial, but I didn't do that one. The only time I have ever served on jury duty in my entire life, I got called down for jury duty and ended up getting picked. And it was a case of a woman who was charged with going 65 miles per hour in a 50-mile-per-hour zone, a speeding ticket. Yeah, she was fighting it, which is her right, and I fully respected that right. She challenged it. She said she wasn't really speeding that fast. And you know what's funny? I treated it just like Big Brother. I listened to her argument. I was kind of cheering her on, saying, "Oh, if you just say this, if you say this, if you challenge this, you'll have me on board." Yeah, she didn't. She really wasn't that prepared. We found her guilty, but we didn't charge her that much. Her fine was very small. So anyway, that's my whole experience with jury duty. Oh, except for this. You know what's interesting on that jury when I was on it? It was during COVID. We all had to wear masks the entire time. At one point, while the testimony is going on, the attorneys wanted to see our face, so we had to wear masks. They had a little clear cutout so they could see our mouths. I don't know. I guess that extra little bit they thought was important, but it made it hard to breathe. Plastic there and all that. Kind of miserable. But the rest of the time, we just wore regular old cloth mask and all that. And while we're doing the deliberating and everything, after we got done, actually, one of the other jurors came up to me and she said, "Have we met before? I feel like I know you somehow." I said, "Well, I don't think we've met, but maybe you know who I am." And all of a sudden she said, "Your voice, you're Cliff from Big Brother." Yeah, guilty as charged. Just my voice alone was enough to, I guess she was a Big Brother fan. So yeah, she recognized me just from my voice. So then I pulled down my mask and she went screaming from coke. Nah, she said, yeah, that's you. So that was kind of fun. Even during jury duty, I got to talk a little Big Brother after the trial. During the trial, very serious. After the trial, we talked a little Big Brother. So there you go. There's my jury duty experience. If you haven't watched it, watch jury duty. It's so great. I just absolutely loved it. So there you go. All right, few questions. Angie Hung. Yeah, I saw that Devon is on a new reality show called GOAT. I just saw the announcement. I didn't even zoom in on the picture. I saw, and I think it's on. What's the channel it's on? Is that Free as well? I don't remember, but Devon is on it. Kyland from season 23 is on it. Speaking of, Kylan just announced that he's not pregnant. His girlfriend is pregnant, but they're gonna have a baby. Which congrats to him. That's pretty cool. But yeah, Devon's on it. Kylan's on it. I didn't recognize anyone right off the bat. It looks like they pulled a lot of people from a lot of different reality shows. I know nothing about it. It looks like it maybe could be something similar to Traders. I'm not sure. But yeah, it's another show. Devon's been on a few shows. We'll see if she wins this one. Yeah, she hadn't had the best luck so far. Mark's saying, all right, Mark's saying, any word on the start of Big Brother? No, Mark. Every week, specifically because you asked a question, I go out there. Well, not that I don't want to know anyway, but I checked right before the show started to see if there was any last minute teasers at all. Nothing, not a word. They got to announce it before too long, right? I wonder if one of the reasons that they aren't announcing it, and Angie had sent me an article. Thank you for that article, Angie, talking about the writer's strike. Apparently, it starts tonight at 12:01 or whatever. You think there's writers sitting there at 12 midnight writing scripts somewhere? Maybe Saturday Night Live or something, but who knows? But yeah, supposedly the writer's strike starts. I don't know how that's going to affect reality TV. Theoretically, you could still have reality TV since it doesn't involve scripted type stuff. So are they holding off announcing it based on what's happening with this strike and everything? Maybe they just want to tease us as much as possible. I can't remember now when they announced it in years past, when it was going to start and all of that. It seems like they had announced it by now, but also, at least, like when I did it, the season started a little bit earlier than these last few years. So maybe it's not out of range of what they normally do. I'm just getting antsy about it. Now, having said all of that, Andy Sloan, one of the casting folks for he and Jesse Tanema. There seems like there's a bunch of casting companies and such involved this year. But he posted just today, said it's not over. If you haven't done a video, you still have time. We're still accepting them. We're still watching them. I absolutely do believe if you send in a video, they'll watch it. You don't have to worry about, oh, it's too late. We've already got our people. They're picking right up until the last possible moment. Now, when I did it, I was picked very early. I don't know if I was picked to go on, but I made it through the first section early, like in February. But there were other people like Nicole and David and a few people from my season. I know they got selected very, very late in the process when they were called and all of that. So it is not too late. If you have not put a video together and sent it in, what do you got to lose? Nothing whatsoever. So you still have time if you want to do it. If nothing else, it's practice for somewhere down the road, another show or another season of Big Brother. You'll have it under your belt the first try. It gets easier every single time. Right? So keep that in mind. But yeah, Mark, I don't know when it's going to start, but I'm ready. They could start it tomorrow and I'll be watching it. All right, Terry Thomas. Hey, Terry. Saying hi, everyone. And Brian Hotsteller saying hello, everyone, as well. So happy to see both of y'all out here. And Keith Franken saying graduates in 10 days and Ma graduates in a month. Congratulations to both of y'all. Congratulations to all the people graduating out here. I'm kind of curious to see, because I know we got people at all different stages of life. Well, what is your next big adventure? What are you going to do for fun, for adventure, for improving yourself? You know, some people go to college, some people get crazy fun jobs. There's all kinds of things that people are doing. I'm curious. I want to know what some of y'all are up to, because you got to embrace life. Wherever life takes you, embrace it. Enjoy the journey, because you only get one journey, right? Well, I don't know. There may be people that think you get a few journeys, but as far as I know, you only get one journey, and that's called life. All right, Mark Taylor. Seem very spiritual there. Mark saying for the past 2 weeks, I'm getting to like Danny's game on Survivor. What's your plus and negative of his game? Can he win it? Well, his plus is I think he's a good player. He's a strategic player. He's great at competitions, but it's not just a competition. You know, he had that fake idol. He managed to get people to find it and everything. I think Danny's playing a great game. Of all the people left, Danny is the one person that I don't think he makes it to the end. And it's just because his con, and I don't know how you get around it, but his con is just that he seems like he is such a big threat that why would anyone keep him around any longer than they could? I just feel like his days are short on there, because I think everyone else is going to team up on him the first time that he doesn't win immunity and doesn't play an idol. I think they're going to be gunning for him, because he just seems to be the standout. You know, he's the last. Is he the last alpha male? I think he's the last kind of big alpha male. Nothing against Carson, but Carson probably wouldn't describe himself as the alpha male type person. So yeah, I'll say this. I like every single person left in this season. It's been an incredible season. I like everyone that's left. There's a couple of people, Jamie and Heidi. I still don't feel like I know that much about them in terms of their stories and interactions and everything else. Maybe that's not a bad thing in terms of gameplay, but I don't feel like they've been involved in the heat of it quite as much. I know, we've had some advantages played and things like that, but I just don't quite get the feel for them as much as the others. Everyone, Yam Yam, Carolyn, Carson, they're incredible players. Lauren, I've met, so I'm cheering for the Lauren. I hope she does well. Franny is my fantasy Survivor League pick, so I want her to do well. There is no one left in this season that if they won, I'd be upset, or I'm never really upset about who wins, but there's no one in here that I wouldn't think deserved it if they made it to the end. And we got a lot of game to play left, but even with as many advantages and idols and everything else that have come into play this season, and I'm not huge on that normally, but from a personality standpoint, casting did a heck of a job picking these people. Big old award goes to them for casting. I think it's one of the best casting jobs they've done in a long while. I just feel like they got it right this season. So, and I'm looking forward to meeting so many of them on down the road at different events and all that. So yeah, I'm enjoying Survivor. I'm enjoying Big Brother Canada. For those of you who are watching that, I don't feel like I'm going to give away too much spoilers by asking this question. Is Ty ever going to lose anything from this point? Is it Ty's competition to lose? Ty is in the house. He's been at risk several times. He's won. He's saved himself. I just feel like he's just so dominant in these competitions. Kind of reminds me of a guy named Jackson Mickey, who I had to deal with in a similar situation. And it may be similar to my situation. Maybe everyone else in the house waited just a little too long. I don't know how they're going to get him out of the house, because he just keeps he keeps doing what he has to do to survive. So I really think Big Brother Canada, it's Ty's game to lose, but lose it he will if he doesn't continue to win these competitions. I think we'll find out. But I'm kind of getting into Big Brother, even without the live feeds, which I hate not having them. But even without the live feeds, I'm getting into it because now I know the people well enough, the personalities, the conflicts. It's been pretty good so far. All right, Jacob the Drew. Did I pronounce that right? Finally out of Big Brother US, so on to Big Brother Canada. Are you watching? Yeah, I'm watching. But in fact, I'm watching it more this season than last season because last season, about 2/3 of the way through, I lost my life. Not my life. I lost the site I was using to watch the episodes and all that. And then things got busy with life. And so I just read the recaps. I didn't see as much towards the end. But yeah, I've watched every episode so far this season. I'm not watching the little 1 hour, 1.5 hour daily recaps because I don't need to see a commercial for Shark vacuums or HelloFresh foods or Winners apparel. Why didn't they have someone like Winners Apparel gives free outfits to everyone in the Big Brother Canada house whenever they win HOH? Why didn't they have that with us? I would have thrown myself at their mercy and said, man, do what you will, guys. Make me the fashion king of this house. I'll wear whatever you introduce. But yeah, we didn't get any of that. We got a little basket of stuff. We didn't get any of the clothing or anything else. Of course, they're playing for $100,000. We played for $500,000. So I think the trade-off is probably okay. But yeah, I'm watching Big Brother Canada, and it's like I say, it's a pretty good season so far. I'm even it started slow, lots of self-evictions, lots of people that just couldn't really relate to as much, but it's picked up. So yeah, and I'm enjoying every bit of it. All right, what else do we have on here in comments? Angie saying these shows will go off the air first. Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon, Bill Maher, Saturday Night Live, John Oliver. Yeah, I see all of that. All of them heavy writer live. You can't just write it and have it in the can for a couple of months. Reality shows, news, sports, and non-scripted shows will continue. I think you're absolutely right. And I read, I think it may have been the article you showed me, Angie, that there's some shows where they've already filmed the season. I don't know if that's normal or they pushed it ahead knowing this was coming up. But there's some of the drama type shows, the hour-long type things, they're already done. So they'll have some content next fall. And the rest, I don't know, a bunch of reruns maybe. But yeah, I could see that the late night comedies where you can't be telling jokes for things that happened a month ago. Has to be filmed live every night. I can see those writers. I don't. Hey, maybe you ought to have. Well, that'd be crossing a picket line. I was gonna say maybe bring in some non-professional writers. See how regular people do, but that leads to all other kinds of issues that I don't want to get into. But yeah, I can see that. I can see us losing all that if it gets too bad. That's why I wonder if it gets too bad. Do they have even more reality shows ready to go that don't require all the writers? Maybe. Here's the other thing I'd like to see. Go pull up some of the reruns of shows from other generations and play those on TV. They may have horrible ratings. Who wants to really advertise on an episode of the Flintstones from the 70s or something, right? But it seems like there's shows that you could show that people would still watch again just out of a fondness of recollections and all that. Love Boat or the old Charlie's Angels. I don't know. I'm probably showing my age. Most of you are saying, yeah, why would I want to watch that? I got 14,000 TikTok videos to watch. I just not watch the TV. And that's probably what their fear is. They better be careful. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it means that we'll get a little bit more reality TV and some game shows and things like that. Because I'm all for the reality TV. All right. Cindy Hire saying, everyone please send positive vibes to my daughter, Taryn, and her audition May 3rd for Big Brother 25. Oh, I'm so keeping my fingers crossed, Cindy. I've said it before, and I'll continue to say it over and over again. If anyone I know from this show made it on to Big Brother, they would have the biggest fan support from this channel and us. We'd grill them. We'd go on and on about everything they did right and a little bit of what they did wrong, but we'd be cheering for them the whole time, right? Yeah, it'd be pretty fun. And Brian, I watched The Voice last night. I watched. I don't remember if you said they're cousins. Soler. I can't remember how to pronounce the name. So good. Oh, I Can't Stop the Boogie was the song they sang. They are entertaining. So incredible watching your family members singing along and enjoying moving on through the competition. So yeah, it's always so much more fun watching these shows when you feel like you have some kind of connection with them, because then you've got a vested interest. And I remember, gosh, I remember in the very earliest when my brother was on, Bowie was on The Apprentice. Uh, it meant so much seeing him up on that TV screen and cheering so hard, hoping that he would do well, and being so frustrated because he knew how everything went. It was all taped ahead of time, and he wouldn't tell us squat. It's like, come on, I'm your brother. You can give me a little hint. Yeah, not telling you anything, Cliff. Very frustrating. But having said that, I talked to Bowie actually on my birthday. He called and we talked quite a bit then. We're going to get Bowie on this show. I don't know what it's going to be. It's probably maybe towards the end of this month. I got to work out a schedule with him. But I'm going to get Bowie on the show. We laughed. We had so much fun talking amongst ourselves about what it was like to be on Big Brother versus what it was like to be in The Apprentice, what it was like to be on a reality show in 2019 versus 2002, 2003, what it's like to be on a show that was taped ahead of time versus everything done live. A lot of differences in what we did, but some similarities too. So I'm going to get Bowie on there. He talks as much as I do, so we may not be able to handle an hour. We may have to stretch it out to an hour and a half or so, because otherwise we'll leave too much hanging and never get everything said that needs to be said. But yeah, he's all on board with it. Just as a teaser, we were laughing about the fact that after you do Big Brother nowadays, you go on podcast, you do all these different little shows here and there, and how much fun that is. Back in his day, they didn't have social media, they didn't have podcasts. He went on TV shows, like he did the Today Show, an interview with who I can't remember which anchor he did an interview with. But he did an interview with them. He had radio stations that would call and he give them little 5-minute deals on the shows and things like that. Just a whole different time. So yeah, Bowie and I are going to set up a show. I'll let y'all know. I'll give you a week's warning, but I'm trying to get that scheduled. And we may even get my mom, make sure she's in on the comments, and we'll ask her tough questions about which is the favorite son and things like that. We're gonna have fun with it. So we'll do that. So I'll give you a heads up, but be watching. Speaking of, if you haven't already, just segueing all this, if you haven't already signed up, subscribe to my channel, consider doing so and turning on notifications. And that way, if I do a special episode with Bowie, it may be Monday Night Live. I think it will be. But in case it's something completely different, some other oddball time or something, you'll know when it posts. So please consider going out there, subscribing. And you can give me a little thumbs up while you're at it, because, I got an ego like everyone else. I'd be appreciative of that. But anyway, I'll let you know about Bowie. All right, some other questions that we've got on here. Just Jelly and Misfire both saying hi. Howdy, guys. Welcome aboard. I gave a shout out to a lot of people when we first started. I'm glad to see y'all out here as well. Thank you so much. Appreciate you both. Michelle Tuller saying, I vote to watch the Partridge Family and the Monkeys. All right, well, if you want to do the Monkeys, you're going to have a huge fan in Nicole Anthony for certain. I knew when I was in the house and Nicole started talking about what a huge fan of the Monkeys she was. I knew that she was a little unique in that house, because I guarantee most other people in the house probably didn't even know who that was. But yeah, at that point I was like, all right, you love the old school TVs. We can work together based on that. Yeah, and the Partridge Family, David Cassidy. Yeah, I think I'd watch them. Danny Bonaducci. Who would have thought that little redheaded kid on the Partridge Family would grow up to be? You don't hear as much from him nowadays, but he certainly was a celebrity in his own right at some point in time, right? Afterwards. Yeah, I'd go for those two. That'd be a lot of fun. Funny little story about the Monkeys. I remember I saw a listing as a kid, probably, how old was I? 7 or 8? I don't know, something like that. Saw a thing that the Monkeys were going to be on TV. And for some reason, I thought it was a different show. Do y'all remember? And if you don't, and I know 90% of you won't, but look it up on YouTube after the show is over. But go check out a show called Lancelot Link. And Lancelot Link was the goofiest show. It was kind of a James Bond, get smart comedy spy show, except that they didn't have any humans. It was all played by monkeys. And I think they put like peanut butter on their lips so they'd do this. And then they just would voice over actors' voices, and they'd have them playing musical instruments and chasing down criminals and all. Lancelot Link. And as a little, very small kid, I love the show. I thought it was so funny watching these monkeys doing all this talking and action and all that. So when the monkeys were on TV, I thought, oh, it's back. I get to watch them again. It's going to be so much fun. The monkeys comes on. It starts with that iconic, here we come walking down, all that. I was like, where's the monkeys? I thought this was about monkeys. It's just some people singing. I wanted to see the monkeys. So I was a little disappointed at a very young, tender age that I didn't get the show I wanted. Now, later, I came to appreciate the monkeys. The Last Train to Clarksville. So many great songs that those guys did. They don't get enough credit. They started off as just hired by the studios, and they didn't really play much of their own music. They didn't write any of their music. That changed. As they got into it, Last Train to Clarksville, I don't know if you know, that's a protest song for the Vietnam War. And they had to sneak it past the censors because otherwise it wouldn't have been allowed on the show. But they made up a story about being something else, and it made it through. So pretty smart. Yeah, I love me some Monkees music as well. So yeah, I'm all on board. The Partridge Family, the Monkees. Give us an hour of that every week. Who needs writers, right? Those writers are long gone. All right, what else do we have on here? My mom's out here. Hey, Mom. Saying this is Helen. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is Helen Hogg. Bowie is my dad. Well, Helen, welcome aboard to Clifton. Helen is my niece, who obviously my brother's daughter, and her sister Ellis may be out here as well. I'm glad to see y'all out here, guys. Yeah, we're gonna get your dad on, which means we may have to get y'all on the show too, right? Y'all can tell the real stories about your dad that he would never say, right? Yeah, we'll leave that. My mom will tell some of those stories as well. I'm glad to see you out here, guys. Thank you so much. I'm going to do a show with my two nieces one of these days because I think that would be a little fun as well. The Hogg family tends to be out there, right? We tend to enjoy entertaining other people. It seems like it carries on through future generations. Just trust me on that. So, hey, Helen, I'm glad you're out here. That's pretty cool. All right. Keith Franken. Looked it up, didn't announce a Big Brother last year until May 31st. Okay, so maybe we're just getting a little too eager for our own little britches here. That could be. So maybe we just have to sit tight just a little bit longer. But I still think they're waiting to see what happens with this writer's strike. I don't know. All right, so one more month, and then I'll start adjusting. I'm like a bear. I'm gonna have to sleep all the month of June. Get caught up on my sleep because obviously when Big Brother comes on, as long as they have live feeds, I'll be up every night watching those things, and suddenly sleep is hard to come by. So I'm ready for it. Right now, there've got to be some people who have already gotten called that are so excited that they have at least a chance of getting on that show. And as soon as you feel like you have that tiniest little chance, you start building entire scenarios on your head. What kind of season would it be? What kind of twist would it be? How would they portray me? What would I do? How would I do? There's people already thinking that. And other people like Cindy's daughter who are so early in the process, we're not even to that point yet, but I bet she's still thinking about it, right? Everyone thinks about it. That's what makes it so much fun to try out for the show is you may sit there and think, I've got like a 1 in 10,000 chance that I would actually get on that show. But that still means there's a chance, which means that I still need to be thinking some of this through just in case. So yeah, such an exciting thing to get that opportunity. I am a lucky man indeed. Not just I'm a lucky man because of the family I have. Playing Big Brother, that's just like the icing on top, right? It's just a crazy life. All right, Miss Fire Mom and saying the Brady Bunch. Angie saying brother-in-law on episode of Love Boat. Oh, your brother-in-law was on episode of Love Boat? I think that's what. Angie just has a connection to every single show, especially the shows that I just seem to really enjoy more as. I probably drove people crazy singing the Love Boat song all over, all through my teen years. Even now, love. It's such a lounge kind of song. I love singing that thing. So yeah, bring on some Love Boat. That'd be so cool. And of course, Angie knows someone that was on there. Brady Bunch, absolutely. Mark Taylor saying Carol Burnett and Combat. Carol Burnett was hilarious. Just her humor goes across all ages. It's not just for old, young. It's hilarious. Combat. I watched a little Combat. I didn't watch as much. I think I would have enjoyed it. I just never watched as much as I probably should have. And Misfire saying MASH. Oh, absolutely, man. MASH, the movie, amazing. TV show, even more amazing. Maybe. I like me some MASH. I watched a taping of Coach and Mike Farrell, who played on MASH, was sitting right in front of me. I think I mentioned that last week or a couple weeks ago. So that's my little connection to MASH. And Michelle saying Golden Girls. All right, yeah, I could see that. Yeah, Betty White is such an icon now. I never watched much of the Golden Girls. I feel like maybe I wasn't the demographic that the Golden Girls necessarily was shooting for, but I can't say I ever saw an episode I didn't have some laughs about as well. See, that's the thing. There's so many shows all of us could throw out there. Of course, I think they've got some TV channel that already shows those, right? You could buy those things in syndication so cheap, I'm sure, and show them. And I was over, where was it? I think it was in Nigeria. It was somewhere, one of my trips to Africa, and it was Angola. It was Angola where I was at. And I got to the airport, and there was a driver that was supposed to pick me up, and he wasn't there, which is never a good sign. So I was able to buy a phone card because we didn't have cell phones back then. Buy a phone card, call my contact. And they said, oh, he's running behind. It's going to be about an hour. Someone's going to come get you and just show you where you can wait. All right. So sure enough, someone shows up and they said, just come with me. They took me into the tiniest little room to sit. And it was some kind of travel arrangement type office. But they sent me there and said, hour, 2 hours, someone be here soon. Okay. On the TV or on the corner of this office, they had a TV playing, and it was old sitcoms. I don't remember what sitcoms it was now, but old sitcoms. But what was funny was that there were 4 or 5 men in there watching these sitcoms and repeating every single sentence that was said from the sitcom. And like one person would take on the role of the husband, the other one would take on the role of the wife, and they would repeat everything that was said. And it was them learning to practice English and trying to understand what was said and practicing the dialect and all of that. And so more power to them. I wish I spoke more languages. So yeah, they were practicing so they could learn English. But by gosh, it sure was funny watching these guys over in the corner going back and forth trying to repeat what was being said on the sitcom. I remember that to this day. I remember these tiny little things from some of my travels. All right, what else do we have on here? The Werewolf Mask. I like that login name. Do you think Big Brother 25 is second chances? I don't think so. Now, I could be wrong. And y'all are all going to be on here saying, Cliff got it completely wrong. Well, it wouldn't be the first time. I don't think so. Only because we had All-Stars in 22. It didn't go as well as I think they thought. It was too much pre-gaming and all of that. Could you have second chances? Yeah, and maybe that would be more fun. Have people who didn't actually win. Of course, there were only a couple of winners on All-Stars, right? Ian and Nicole, I think, were the only 2 winners from that season. So you kind of had second chances back then. Now, do you have second chances that would be all like pre-jury boots? That could be kind of fun, I suppose. But sometimes there's a reason that people went out pre-jury. It's because either their gameplay wasn't quite there, or they just didn't really get support from other people. So yeah, I don't know about that. Second chances, someone, I don't know, like me, who maybe thought that he had a chance there for a second and it just didn't quite work out. It'd be fun, and I would watch it. But yeah, if I was a betting man, I'd say it's going to be all brand new people. If it was some kind of second chances, I would see it more as bringing a couple of vets in to act as coaches like they've done in 1 or 2 seasons in the past. You know, Dan did that. What was that? 14? I don't remember. But yeah, I could see 1 or 2 people maybe coming back. But and it's because 25. I mean, it's such a nice round number, right? And, you know, it's like the Hunger Games of Courtnell or whatever. but I think it's just going to be regular season because I think it's just too hard to get the older people back and get everyone locked in. But who knows? I I'm happy if they want to bring me back. Give me a second chance along with a few other people. I'm all for it. We'll see if that's the case. I kind of don't think so, but I've been wrong before, so we'll find out. Cindy saying, started back to school after term off, scheduled to graduate end of 2023. Well, congratulations. Oh, wow. People take breaks here and there, and it takes even more discipline to come back after you take a little break. So props to you, Cindy. That's pretty cool. All right, we'll find out some of what you're going to be doing, what you plan to be doing when you get through with that. But that's cool. All right, well, I'm going to mark that down, and we only have what 6 months or almost about 6 months and a little change, and we'll talk about that. I have a special congratulations for you, Cindy. That's pretty cool. All right, my mom saying, this is Ellis. Hello, everybody. So that's my other niece. Ellis is out here in addition to Helen. Well, howdy, Ellis. I'm glad you're out here too. And and then my mom says the granddaughters are hacking in. Well, I've seen the way my mom uses a cell phone. I've seen the way my two nieces know their way around a cell phone. It doesn't surprise me at all that they truly are probably hacking into to Grandma Hogg's account, to my mom's account, and it wouldn't be the first time that she opened up her phone and discovered brand new apps that she never knew about. When you go out there and find all those TikTok videos under my mom's name, they aren't really my mom. Kids are such brilliant. The way they handle phones and apps just blows me away. What's it going to be like 20 or 30 years from now? The way technology's increased just even over the last few decades. Sound like an old guy here, but yeah. All right. Well, howdy, Helen, and howdy, Ellis, to both of you. And pretty cool. All right. Just Jelly saying, send in an application. Good. I almost want to send in the second one. Is that against the rules? I don't know. I want to say officially, probably so. But unofficially, my thinking is this. If you did the first one and now you kind of think, maybe I didn't like it so much. My guess is that if you send in a second one and someone watched it, no one's going to take that video before they even watch it and say, oh, let's check that, make sure this person didn't send in one earlier. Nah, if you send in a second one, if someone watches it, if they're like, not going to quite make it this year, well, then you haven't lost anything. If they watch it and they say, oh, well, this is kind of interesting, then I don't think they're going to really care if you sent one in earlier, because they're all about finding the people that fit the show, right? So I guess the official answer is it's probably not allowed. It's certainly not, I don't think, encouraged. But is it going to hurt? Probably not. And I can't say that for certainty. They may have some kind of software, chat AGP or something that said, block this person. They've already gotten one, but I don't think it's like a sweepstakes that you truly only get one entry. I think if they see something they like, rules be damned. If they think you're going to be on the show, they'll do what it takes to get you on the show. So go for it. You don't have that much to lose. You got to go for it. If you think you can do better on a second one, give it a shot. Just my own personal opinion. All right, what else do we have on here? Miss Fire saying, are you going to Nicole's wedding? That is the plan. Yeah, she's getting married. Not until 2024. So we still have a little bit of time left. But I think I told her I'd love to go. She's asked me to go, and I want to be there to cheer her on. Obviously I know Nicole. I know her I was going to say boyfriend, but now fiance. Incredible guy. I'm planning to go. Sharon and I are both planning to go. I've been all over the world, but I've never been to New York City. So does Long Island consider themselves part of New York City, or am I creating some kind of faux pas in there? Also, she's getting married in Long Island, not New York City. I don't know, because I don't know this stuff. But we're gonna go to the wedding, and then we may explore New York City a little bit, and I don't know, take in a showing at Broadway or something, and go over, get Tommy to show us Staten Island and his neck of the woods as well. It'd be a lot of fun. So definitely planning on it. See what happens between now and then. But short of another COVID outbreak or something crazy like that, And I'm so happy for them. It's gonna be a lot of fun. The Werewolf Mask saying, last time there was a writer strike, there was a winter season of Big Brother. I know, and that's what makes me encouraged, hopeful, wishful thinking that maybe they could have something different. Watch, they're gonna say because of the writer strike, guys. Instead of 16 of you in this house, we're gonna build on some more bedrooms in the backyard. We're gonna bring in 24 of y'all. It's gonna be just like the challenge. Except y'all are going to be in here for the next 160 days. Well, how do you like them? How do you like them apples, guys? How miserable would that be? 160 days, and it's going to be live feeds from start to finish because we do things differently here in the States, and all kinds of cutthroat. We may have double evictions. We may have triple evictions. We may have 4 or 5 battle backs. You don't know what's going to happen this season, guys. Expect the unexpected. You're welcome, Miss Chen. Yeah, I don't know. With the writer strike, who knows what they're going to do? Maybe they'll have, maybe they will have a fall season. The fall season or the winter season they did last time, that was the one that wasn't on TV, right? But maybe it was. I'm thinking Over the Top with the Willett brothers and Jason and all that. I don't remember if that was the oddball season or if it's just a regular. No, it was just a regular season, wasn't it? Was that Evil Dicks? I know they all come together after so many years, but yeah. You want to bring on 2 seasons of Big Brother, I'm all for it. And if you had a winter season, you could change it. You know, Big Brother's always been all about summer. They have us in the swimsuits and the beach balls and all that kind of stuff. You just go completely off the other end. Turn the air conditioning in that house down to about 60 degrees. Everyone's going to be bundled up. Of course, then you're going to lose all that showmance and all the pretty people in the swimsuits and all that. Hey, a perfect season to bring in 16 older folks that you don't necessarily care about seeing in swimsuits anyway, right? If I'm sitting around wearing a leather coat or something to stay warm, no one's really going to complain about that. So here you go, CVS. That's your idea. This is your chance to have a season of all older players. See how we play the game versus them younger folks, and do that over the winter time. I guarantee we'll entertain you. So give me a call, CVS. I'm ready. Give me a call. All right, Denise Tushal, Misfire, Angie, and Mark. All right, I got so many TV shows. Obviously, we're all on the same page with all this. Something Wilder. All right, I know it. I've never really watched that too much, Denise. Misfire, Get Smart, Agent 99, absolutely. The shoe, yeah, absolutely. Angie's saying Three's Company, where they never quite get the message across. Everyone's making a bad assumption about something. Everybody, Chrissy and all. Just come and knock on our door. Yeah, I'm with you, Angie. And then Mark saying the Three Stooges, nook, 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 doing the curly shuffle. Yeah, I watch them. That's y'all tell me if I'm right or wrong. It seems like that's the big disconnect. Women are from Mars, men are from Venus. What is that bucket? The big disconnect all comes down to the Three Stooges. I grew up watching the Three Stooges. It seems like I can still find it at 3:00 in the morning on some channel on TV, and I'll still watch it and laugh as they throw pie in each other's faces and poke each other in the eyes. Sharon can't stand it. She thinks that's the most juvenile humor ever. So probably the Three Stooges properly defines the difference between men and women in a whole lot of ways, right? I like me some Three Stooges. My mom went and saw the Three Stooges at the circus when she was a little girl. She still tells that story. So, yeah, I like me some Three Stooges. All right, what else do we have? 750. Werewolf. Maybe it's a vote to see who gets on. Have you talked to the celebrity house guest before? No. The only house is that true? The only house guest that I've had any interaction with from the celebrity Big Brother, Jonathan Bennett, did an interview on Entertainment Tonight. I think it was in E. Before I went in the house. I was the very last interview he did of the day. I was tired. He was tired. I'm not sure. He did a little thing where I had to tell 2 lies and a truth, and he figured out which was which, and I did horrible at it. I was not so good. Like I said, I can't lie as well as some other folks that I ended up in the house with, obviously. But yeah, I did a little interview with him, but as soon as it was over, he had people waiting for him. So I really didn't get a chance to talk to him. Tom Green was in the audience during our finale. Huge Tom Green fan since well before he was on Celebrity Apprentice with the cereal bar and all that. his show, his comedy show he used to do. Oh, I loved it so much. So huge Tom Green fan. And I was so excited to get to talk to him. But by the time the show wrapped and I kind of gave hugs to everyone else on the cast, and a couple of the big producers for CBS, scheduling producers and stuff, came up and told me some stuff, and we talked. And I can't say no to them. I wouldn't want to say no. But also I turned around, Tom had already left. So I lost my chance. I missed my chance. I'd love to shoot the bull with him one of these days, see what his life is like. Crazy. Is there anyone else? I don't think so. But yeah, I like a lot of the the celebrity folks as well. So yeah, someday I can get them at one of these charity events or something. All right, what else do we have? I should mention Omarosa was on Celebrity Big Brother, and our connection with that is that Omarosa was one of the former fellow castmates with Bowie when he was on The Apprentice, and she's always told the story that she actually got to go behind the scenes and saw me in the house through the mirrors playing the game. And so she texted or called my brother and said, "Hey, I saw your brother inside the Big Brother house." Oh no, I thought that was kind of cool. Bowie and Omarosa apparently still talk a little bit, so that's kind of neat. But yeah, those are the ones I've interacted with, kind of, sort of. Just Jelly saying, "You are hilarious." Well, thank you. Older winter season, LOL. Don't, yeah, I'd love to see it, but I'm not necessarily betting on it. And Cindy saying, couldn't be in it for older crowd on Big Brother. Oh, count me in for an older crowd. Yeah, I told the producers that when I was trying out. They said, you're probably going to be one of the oldest people on the show. And I feigned surprise. What, really? Yeah, I know it, guys. I planned for it. I think they like the fact that I wasn't coming in blind. I actually told all the producers, said, "Look, I know the older person goes home early most times. So I'm planning for it. I'm going to play more aggressively because of it. I've made plans on how I'm going to act with people because of it." So they knew that I was aware of the risk of being the older person. But I did tell them at one point, I said, "But having said that, if you want to bring in a bunch of geriatric people, I'll beat the hell out of," I probably didn't use those words. That wouldn't seem correct. But I think I can hold my own against the people that are on walkers and in wheelchairs and the holding canes and all that. I'll be pretty good against you. If you bring in enough of the older crowd, I'll be pretty good on that. They all laughed and said, "Yeah, don't count out on a cliff." I think we'd have fun. I truly do. It would be different. Again, you're not going to see all the showmances. I don't know. There's just because you're a little older doesn't mean that if you don't have attachments back home, you may not still be interested in little showmans here and there. I don't know if all the viewers would be as interested, but I think when you have older people who have a lot more life experiences, a lot more experiences dealing with the BSers of the world and all that, I just think it could be a different situation than the younger crowd. I don't think we'll ever see it because it's all about summer fun and lighthearted everything. But I think they could see something a little different if they did something like that. Hey, if it's a writer's strike, it's not going to hurt anything. You don't have other content to put on there anyways, right? I think it'd be fun. All right, let's see what's Chris Tyne saying, "I'm 49. Mom wouldn't let me watch Three's Company back in the day when I was little, but I never got the jokes." Yeah, there's just a little innuendo and a whole lot of those jokes, right? Do y'all realize how much the world has changed? The whole premise behind Three's Company is that Jack Ritter playing his role, what, Jack Tripper? Was that his thing there? John Ritter playing Jack Tripper. It's close. But the whole deal was that the only way he would be allowed to live in the same apartment complex as these two women was to tell everyone that he was gay, right? It wouldn't play so well in this day and age where everyone would be like, whatever. Okay, well, yeah, tell us your story. It's fine. But back then, I guess it was a much bigger deal for him to, I'm going to say this so I can do that. And then Mr. Roper always trying to find out or, making all these little innuendos and all that. It was what do they call it? A ribald comedy. I'll stick with risque. I know that word better, but yeah, I was a little bit older than you, so I was allowed to watch it. And I think I got all the jokes, which is probably why I watched it in the first place. When I was little, the one I watched was the Benny Hill Show. We'd have to kind of sneak in and watch that. Now, I think there's some jokes on there that at the time I probably didn't get so much. So I hear what you're saying. All right, 7:56. This hour goes so quick. I know I had things I was going to talk about and never even got around to it, but that's okay. We'll cover them some other episode. Ma saying BB50 needs to be players 50 plus. Well, let's see. BB50 and Angie saying or older Big Brother and younger Big Brother where they partner together. Now that would be interesting. I've got experience with that. Me and Nicole, well, there's a few years between the two of us, and we did just fine, but not everyone would handle that so well, I think. So, yeah, that would actually be very interesting. Now, if you're talking about Big Brother 50 and players over 50, that's 25 years from now. That's going to put me at around 83. So you're talking about the guys with the canes or the walkers. Boss Hogg may be in that situation in another 25 years or so. But that doesn't mean I still won't answer the call if they call me and bring me on there. So, 25 years from now, of course, the population's aging. Maybe on down the road then. Maybe in 25 years, 80 is going to be the new 50, right? We're going to live forever. That's what they tell us anyway. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but we'll see. But yeah, I hope I'm here to watch. I hope I'm here watching Big Brother 50, just so I can tell you whether you're right or wrong. That'll be Cliff Notes Live episode 4,282 or something, and we'll talk about that topic. So mark it down. We'll follow up in 25 years, but I'm okay. I think, but I actually think, Angie, your idea probably makes a little more sense because they're always going to want to have some young people in there because of the drama that creates. So yeah, half and half. We've got the diversity. We've got the ethnicity. We've got the orientation. I feel like there's a lot of things where we've done a much better job with diversity on that show recently, but age-wise, still not so much. So yeah, let's go half and half, or let's go 1/4 of the cast is 20, 1/4 of the cast is in their 30s, 1/4 is in their 40s, 1/4 is in their 50s, something along those lines. Let's see what happens. Let's see if the group's aligned based on age, or you have some outliers who try to bring in other groups. The people who are going to succeed are the ones that aren't going to just stay only with their own little age group. That's not the recipe for success. You got to be able to interact with all kinds of people when you play that game. I did it, and it worked out pretty well for me. The 50-year-old who can bring in an alliance of a 40-year-old, a 30-year-old, a 20-year-old, and make something happen, that's going to be the person who wins the game. And I'm all in for it. That'd be fantastic. All right, guys, 7:58. I think we'll go ahead and shut it down there, and we'll pick it up again next week. I like it. It's a fun night. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for all the TV shows. We're going to start. Maybe we'll start up our own TV channel and just show all the reruns of all these fantastic shows, and we'll laugh at all of them. But guys, y'all have a fantastic Monday. Have a fantastic rest of the week. First week of May. It goes so quick. Enjoy every bit of it. Again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider doing so. Give a thumbs up while you're up there and turn on notifications as well. It's always appreciated. But more than anything else, I just appreciate y'all being out here. So with that, SKD143, love my wife, love my kids, love reality TV fans, love all y'all guys. You make my Monday so much more exciting and interesting. So thank you for that. Y'all have a great one. I will see y'all next week. And who knows what we got to talk about then. Y'all let me know. We'll come up with whole new topics. Till then, guys. Cheers, my friends. Bye.